Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here, back with another part of What If Naruto Was Turned Into a Girl. And yeah, if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And without further ado, let's begin our today's video. And you showed up at Anko Mitrashi's. Why? Ibiki asked. He was not impressed with Kakashi's antics. I need to speak with her about my student, Kakashi said. You had orders to stay away from Anko Mitarashi, Sakura Haruno and Naruto Uzumaki. Directly from Hokage himself, Ibiki said. Kakashi remained quiet as he knew he messed up. This time, Ibiki looked at Kakashi. And for what did you deem it necessary to speak with Anko about your student? Ex-student? Kakashi looked at the chief interrogator. You're not leaving here until you answered the question, to the satisfaction of the Hokage. I need to see Anko about Team 7. I thought that... Link break. Training ground. 44. Anko winced as the burn marks across her back pulled as she stretched as she fought the urge to itch them. Alright you two, we'd had some excitement this morning early already. We're using today to work with Naruto's chakra, and Hana Inuzuka will be joining us to work on teaching Naruto and the walking carpet several Inuzuka style moves and jutsus. Sakura looked at the dog that stood next to Naruto, and that dog will be bigger and Akamaru will be bigger than her, she thought, looking at the dog that kept her from following Naruto down to the street until the Anbu said it was clear to do so. After lunch, we'll be meeting with Jiraiya. The Hokage wants him to work with Naruto on several things. This will be our schedule for the remainder of the month up to the third round of the Chunin exams, where I'll face Neji. And suggestions on that? Naruto asked. Uncle smirked. Kiddo, by the time you got there, you won't need to worry about the Yuga prodigy. Iruka barked and butted Naruto's leg. Alright Naruto, focus your chakra like we talked about. They watched as Naruto focused, and soon it became a maelstrom of visible purple chakra. Is that supposed to happen? Sakura asked. Yes. She still got a shitload of chakra. That would be... put 3 Kages to shame, I guess, Anko said after a low whistle. Okay, now create your clones. I'm not done, the whisker-marked blonde said, getting a blink from Sakura and Anko. What do you mean? Anko asked as the chakra continued to build. I feel like I'll barely tapped any of it. Anko pulled out a scanner and clipped it on. The viewer light up over her eye as it took her reading. Holy kami bra and edible panties, she muttered. It's still climbing. Taking the scanner off, she looked at Naruto. Is this more or less than you used against Mizuki? Anko asked. More, Naruto said as the chakra surged. Well, create your clones now. We'll deal with this next after I see what you got here. Naruto nodded, her top knot bouncing. Something Sakura thought suited her better than the pigtails she sported before. Multi-shadow clone jutsu. Sakura and Anko blinked as over 1,000 grinning blondes filled the clearing. Then with another poof, half of them were transformed to match Urukamaru. The original barked and the clones copied her. Okay, I thought Kiba and Akamaru doing that during the exam was weird, Sakura said. Wait till I show her some of our style, a voice said, and Sakura turned to see Hana walking up with Kuremaru. You're already here, huh? You're early. We just got started, Anko said. You're late, Hana said. Had to deal with an annoying pervert and an emo shit stain, Anko said. Hi, Hina-chan. The numerous Narutos greeted the Inuzuka. Iruka barked her greetings and the clones mimicked. Pups got skilled already. The one-eyed dog rumbled. Not as difficult as originally thought. Hana patted her mother's dog on the head. Well, Naruto did work around us for years. She was bound to pick up something. Kuremaru nodded in a circle around one of the clone's dogs. Impressive, but your scent is still you. The original Naruto shrugged. Haven't figured out how to mimic that. I'm afraid. The older dog butted Iruka. And you, pup, need to lay off the soap. Sakura would swear the dog blushed. That would be my fault, Naruto admitted, dispersing the clones. We were sparring last night and she kinda built up a stink. Hana laughed. So it's true, your senses have increased. She walked around Naruto. Looking good, Whiskers. Love the top knot. So, don't say it, Naruto growled. Even her growl is cute. Hana said to Kuramaru, who huffed. Flirt later, work to do when we are here, Hana, said Kuramaru. Sakura wasn't sure why her gut clenched at the word flirt, but the idea of Naruto and Hana seemed to bother her. Hana put an arm around Naruto's slender shoulders. First thing we'll need to do is see if your hand commands are still up to snuff. Link break, Hokage Tower. He wants to put Team 7 back together, Ibiki said to the Hokage delivering his report. So he starts a fight in the middle of the streets then? Technically it was Anko who started it, Ibiki corrected, but Kakashi did ignore your orders about making contact with the other members and Anko. Here's on Saratobi's side, and what of Sasuke's condition? The blonde cracked several of his ribs with one kick. Also the seal that Hatake put on the Uchiha is weakening. The boy is not showing any attempts to resist it. Asai escaped the Hokage. Recommendations and pull Hatake from active duty to undergo full evaluation of medical and mental capabilities. Lock the Uchiha up with suppressor seals until a real seal master can be found to deal with, as Anko calls it, Orochimaru's Hiki. Saratobi sighed. I would like to, but we need Orochimaru to think his plans are still active, he sighed. Release them, but keep 2 squads around them at all times. After the finals, we'll deal with it properly. Ibiki crossed his arms. I think this is a big mistake, sir. The Uchiha was mentally unstable to begin with, and the Hatake is following orders outside the chain of command. Hiruzen sighed. The council. Yes, sir. This is all bunching up. I implore you, sir. We'll stick with the plan, he told the chief of interrogation. However, his eye looked out the window. I want you to speak with Anko. Link break. Training grounds 44. Faster! Hinata barked as Iruka and Naruto attacked. Too slow, she said as the Hamura twins attacked and countered the pair's move. I'm trying, Naruto panted. Sakura and Anko learned several Earth-style jutsu. Sensei? What? Anko asked. Aren't you pushing too hard with Naruto, I mean? The rosette-haired girl asked. Anko snorted. Trust me, girlie, this is nothing. Naruto's a stamina freak. As a boy or as a girl, that fact remains the same. Add in her large chakra pool now, and this is light training then. From my perspective, Sakura even now realized how much of a gap there was between her and the so-called dead last of that academy. She hit so much. She hit so much and so well, Sakura admitted. Yeah, but now like a rare flower she's coming into bloom. I'll say this, Pinky, she'll knock their socks off. And so will you, Anko said. Me? Sakura asked surprised. Yeah. You don't see it now, but in the short time we've started training, you've improved physically and overall, in my opinion. Sakura thought was interrupted by an explosion, and they both turned to see Naruto standing hands on knees and Iruka standing over the Hamura twins with Hana looking shocked. That's not possible, Tenozuka said, looking at Kuramaru, who had his head cocked to the side. Apparently it is, the dog side. You mean you can use elemental jutsus too? Hana asked. Me? No, Kuramaru said. I can use the jutsu of the pack, but it seems the pups here have changed the game to a whole new level. Naruto patted Iruka's head. Hey, we're great, believe it. Anko shook her head. Just when we think we knew everything about the Gaki can do, she ups and changes all the questions. I need to talk with my mother. I'll be back later to continue, Sakura said. We need to find the certain Sanin. Come on, Naruto, Anko said. Kuramaru snorted. Try the hot springs, the larger dog said. Also works on the pups water walking whilst you're at it. Anko nodded to the dog, making it a note of things to do. Come on, brats, it's time to educate you on the ways of water walking, Anko said after Hana and the other dogs left. How much more can she improve? I mean, channeling a cotton jutsu through her dog. What next? Anko thought as they headed for the hot springs and meeting with a certain perverted Sanin. Konoha Hot Spring. Sakura watched as Naruto entered a changing stall in the girls' changing room. The blonde, while female, was mentally still a male, and once she changed and came out, she made a beeline for the door, not once looking around. Anko laughed as the blonde stood uncomfortable in her new two-piece orange and black bathing suit. Sakura, in her modest one-piece deep red, felt inadequate next to the blonde and her large bust. The reason I had you both changed is because you will fall in. Better to do this now, and the hot water is a great motivator for not falling and failing, she said with a sadistic grin. You're sadistic, Ne-chan. Naruto grumbled her arms across. And thank you, Naru-chan, for volunteering to be the first one on the water, Anko smirked. It seems that you can do that, and for starters, it is similar to the tree walking. But you need to balance the chakra differently as water is an ever-changing surface. Anko walked out onto the stream of hot water and crossed her arms. And to motivate you both into learning this, once you reach me, I will give you each a water jutsu. The Jonin said with a grin. Iruka barked. No lip for you, Anko said to the dog. If I could, you'd be out here without them. But this is a public building, so guard the towels. Iruka made a chuckling huff and Sakura formed her chakra like Anko, showed them and took a step out after Naruto. She had both feet atop the water when there was a flux in her chakra and she sank like a stone. Naruto hadn't fared much better, but both came up spurting at how hot the water was. Anko let out a long suffering sigh. Well, I figured you wouldn't get it on the first try. She waited as they got back out and tried again. Both girls fell in the hot steaming water with the elves, and Anko sighed again. This is going to be a long afternoon. Where the hell are you, Jiraiya? Link break. The day wore on and Sakura and Naruto both got better and made it to Anko's. She smiled and saw that Sakura was whipped and helped the rosette hair girls back to dry land. She turned and shook her head as Naruto was not only walking but the blonde was jumping and dancing about, proud of her accomplishment. Come on, you stamina freak, we'll rest up, and then I'll show you that water jutsu I promised. Yes. The blonde leapt in the air, pumping her fist. Anko shook her head as the blonde chest bounced. It was then that she heard the giggle. A very perverted giggle, she growled as her eyes went to the separating wall between the men's and the women's hot spring. Anko leaped over and came down the men's side, seeing the person they'd be waiting for. However, a vein above her eye began to twitch. Watching him watch the blonde she considered a sibling. Pervert! She roared as Jiraiya managed to turn just in time to get drilled by one of Anko's personal design jutsu. Snake drill! The snake hand jutsu spat out of her sleeves and the snake became spinning like drills, all aimed at the white-haired Sanin with the intent to punish him for his perverted ways of peeping on the blonde that Anko now thought of as her little sister. Ah, no! Jiraiya hadn't had a chance to evade as Anko had caught him unaware. 3 hours later. 3 fucking hours. And you've been here spying on women? Not there! For the love of Kami! Not there! Jiraiya whimpered as the abuse continued. Back on the woman's side, Sakura and Naruto were listening. The Rosette looked at her teammate. You think she'll leave him alive? Anko Ne-chan knows better. I need the pervert to help me train, Naruto said. It became silent and Anko reappeared near them. Go dry off and get dressed. We're going to eat and Jiraiya-san is fine. She looked over her shoulder at the wall. Aren't you? A loud moan was the answer. Link break. After the expensive lunch, the trio of Konomichi and the Toad Sanin were at the training ground 6. Anko over lunch had given both Sakura and Naruto scrolls with the water jutsus and said to read it over and they would work them into the regimen later. Now, as Naruto stood with the Sanin, Sakura kept watching as the Toad Sage had Naruto doing several chakra exercises interspersed with taijutsu spars. Why are they doing that, Sensei? Sakura curiously asked when her curiosity got the better of her. The pervert wants to see how different Naruto controls is as she gets tired. Nigaki never really gone all out, and now with the fox gone, her control is 100 times better, and with her nearly limitless chakra reserves, Anko shrugged as she watched the blonde flip to her hand and doing a handstand began to spin, kicking at the Sanin who was forced back. Anko noticed it right away even as the blonde finished the spin and flipped into a lunging punch. Very good. What? Sakura asked, stopping her own katas. The brat learned to pump chakra into her limbs attack. I should have thought of teaching you both that. Here, this is what you do. Anko showed Sakura how and the pair sparred. Sakura learning the snake style, but it was slowly going as Sakura was fighting to forget the academy style that everyone knew. The sun was setting when Jiraiya was with Naruto. Okay, Brad, here's something for you to spend some time learning. Jiraiya said, it's a jutsu to make you hair longer. Diamond, hard, and very dangerous. Jiraiya showed her the signs and gave her a scroll. I'll meet you here at this training ground in the morning, and we'll start working out on it. Jiraiya looked where Sakura was nearly asleep against the tree after her spar with Anko. The pink-haired girl was coming along. She was already different than when he met her with Naruto a week ago. This is difference. Jiraiya thought, Sensei, I hope you see this, because in a week Anko fixed a lot of the damage Kakashi's done. You finished, pervert? Anko asked. Don't call me that. And for today, yes. I gave her a scroll to study tonight for when we meet here tomorrow. Be on time, Anko warned. Jiraiya nodded and left via leaf sunshine. Naruto groaned as she sat down next to Sakura. What a day! Hey, Sakura! The pink-haired girl nodded her head, exhausted. But, Naruto said and looked at the darkening sky. It is a good day. Sakura tried her best to watch the blonde watching the sky while scratching her dog's head behind the ears as it rested on the blonde's lap. What a difference a week makes, huh? Sakura thought. Hey, brats. They both looked at Anko, who had a pigeon on her shoulder. I got to go to a meeting. I might be late. Naruto nodded. They watched Anko leave and Naruto sighed. Hey, Naruto, Sakura said. Yeah? Want to come with me to Ino's? The pink cat asked. She'd been asking me about you all week. I should get home, Naruto said, petting Iruka's head, the dog letting out a soft sound of pleasure. Come on, all you've been doing is working, training and hanging around Anko-sensei. This is a chance for you to hang out with girls your own age, and I promise to help you with that. Naruto sighed. Fine, she finally said, but only for a little while. I have that scroll Pervy Sage gave me to read, and I wanted to look at the one Anko Ne-chan gave me after the water walking exercises. Later, Sakura said, standing up and wincing, Come on! Naruto stood and Iruka made a sound of displeasure at losing the attention but rose as well, and soon the three were walking through town towards the Yamanaka flower shop, link break, Konoha General Hospital. Tsuzumi, who was visiting her son, listened to the report her eldest child was giving her. She channeled a fire jutsu through her dog? Yeah, she looked a bit whipped after but recovered quickly, Hana said. Wait, Naruto got a partner now? Kiba asked from his hospital bed. He's been unaware of the numerous females that had come close to finishing what Naruto started, and was now awake after his surgery. Yes, Pop. Naruto's back friend and sister. Tsunemi said. She looked at her son. Don't think you're off the book of mine for that stunt you pulled during the preliminaries. Akamaru has been through hell in the kennel for attacking a pack friend. Kiba looked at his mother. You keep calling that dope. Listen here, Pub, and listen well. Naruto was marked by your Aunt Rin. Do you remember how often Naruto spent around the compound when she was younger? And male? Hana threw in. Tsunemi shot her a look and she quieted down. Your father was a fool, and I'm seeing you're taking after him in decision making. Tsunemi sighed. Now on another topic. The doctor says you will be recovering over the next few weeks. Naruto did a lot of damage, Pop. Kiba let out a growl only to get flicked hard on the nose. None of that. You will be making a public apology to Naruto for your actions. I'm still undecided on if I should give you to her as a vessel. Kiba's eyes widened. As it is, the dogs have decided until you learn to control your instincts better, Akamaru bond with you is revoked. He will be retained by the pack, and his own apology to make for his action. Kiba looked like he wanted to protest. Quiet, Runt, Hana said. You don't know half the shit Naruto been through in his life. No, sorry, her life. You would have caved in long ago. Hana looked at her mother. I got some work to do at the clinic tomorrow. I'm teaching Naruto and Iruka a couple of our offensive jutsus. She's picking them up like a sponge. Why? Why are you teaching her our family styles and private jutsus? Kiba asked, looking for her mother to his sister. I don't understand. To make amends to family and friend long gone, Tsunemi said. Her eye went to the window and to the Hokage monument. Get better, brat, Hana said before leaving her brother and now quiet mother alone in the hospital room. Link break elsewhere. Report: Kakashi Hatake is currently detained by Morino for interrogation. And Sasuke, he's in a cell as well. Several wounds. Who did it? The reports indicates it was the QB container. Get me what you can about the brat. I need to think about this for a while. As you command, Lord Orochimaru. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this part of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out. Sorry about any of the voices in the background. I don't have any place other than this to record today, so yeah. This is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out. Peace.